Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad Supercoach Pro. Today, I'm just going to look into some Nick Dacos stats. Trying to find a primo this week. Haven't really decided. I could put on a status, whatever you want to call it, on X before about Petrarca, and a lot of people that already have Petrarca are pretty off him. So his break even's 101. Against Fremantle, people just want to see a little bit more. So kind of was a bit hesitant just as a non-heavy owner in terms of like watching him most games. I haven't really taken a lot of notice, but the Dacos pick has really got me now. I want to look at his CBAs. So first of all, going into Collingwood CBAs, I want to see if there's a difference between this year and last year with his CBA attendance. So obviously they're just warming up into season 72-68. But then the last 3 weeks, he's had 92%, 89%, 88%. So obviously he's coming good. The plant is still a huge red flag for me. Like, you could anti-pod him, but everyone looks like he's been brought in this week. It's not FOMO, like fear of missing out on this player, as because I think there's players around the market do the same. Ned Long apparently helping his score, not too sure. I have to really watch Collingwood games more often to actually understand if it does help him scoring. I just think it's more likely Nick building his fitness back up. I could be wrong with this one, but Dacos, we know what he's produced in the past. If we go back to 2024, so he's 81% average right now. What is he 2024? Hard for only like a 5-game sample as well, but obviously he's the main guy in there. Dacos was at 74% last year. Wow, okay. So it's actually up. So that's a huge positive. Obviously, this is a bigger sample as opposed to this year, but so far, interesting. So 74%, and this year it's 80. What was it? Obviously, I haven't pre-done this. I'm just looking into it now, but it's actually up. So stupid adverts, I swear. So it's 81. So it's gone up 7% already. Surely it's maintained. Degoe back, probably playing forward, you'd think as well. So, yeah, anyway, apart from the CBAs, like we know the roles there anyway, I want to actually have a look at his scoring. Oh, my God, how many adverts do I want? So I'll switch my screen and I'll go into this. Let's remove that. We'll have a look at the player. I'm talking about. So where are we? Present. Give me 2 seconds. I want to have a look at the actual Dacos hype. Like, it's not hype. Like, he's genuinely that good. Let's remove that. Now I can do it. Bear with me. Okay, I had to stop that screen. That's why it wasn't working. All right, so let's go back into the Dacos. All right, so sorry about that. I had to muck around with that a little bit. Almost forgot what I was doing. So the trending trades are pretty obvious. Like, everyone's clearly going for Gross and Cleary. Davison looks like you probably could hold Davison one more week, but I'm just getting rid of him. Same with Humphrey. Like, Humphrey's been a failed cash cow for me. He does play Tigers though, so could honestly go really well against us. But yes, this will really poor, to be honest. Like, that Marek v Humphrey so far, Marek is winning that battle. Now, if you look at Dacos, he's only averaging 103. He's 30% owned as well, so he's in basically 1 in every 3 sides. His break even's 121, so you could probably wait a week, but I'm pretty sure he averages pretty well against Brisbane. So he can hit that. Not Josh. Bloody hell. Stuff you, Josh Dacos. Why the hell would I be looking at Josh Dacos? Sorry, Nick Dacos. 121 to break even. So probably can wait on him this week or next, I suppose. Like, he's probably the flavour of the week, unfortunately. Go through his scores. Obviously, that first one, that first game, he was cramping up and whatnot. When you actually go through his season stats, a little bit different. So this is time on ground's annoying for this one too. I get that he got cramp and I was speaking to SC God about this, about why he's scoring so low. Or apparently his numbers in the first half were pretty good, like a running capacity. And then the 98 for the Port Adelaide game, it's whatever. Maybe Drew was going to him, not too sure. 125. The free kicks against in this 94 game is interesting. Like, that's very unlike Dacos. So that kind of makes sense to why he doesn't score very well. And building up into it in the season. So, like, if you look at the last three, 125, 94, and a 134, Jordan tag for the 134. This is why people think he's back, I suppose, because he broke a tag. He went nuts against him. Had 9 tackles. So good to see his tackle numbers are back up as well. And it looks like slowly, as weeks gone by as well, his disposals have gone up. So it's gone from 21 to 26 to 39 to 37 and then to 34. So it's been around the mark. Free kicks against. There's a few of them. You'd like to see more goals from Dacos. So the upside to this pick is he hasn't kicked any goals bar one. So if he could get on the scoreboard more often than not, his score would shoot up a little bit more. Tackle numbers early in the season didn't look great, but if you can do these 4-4-9 sort of thing, yep, you're fine. Handball to kick ratio, what's that like? You'd like to see a little bit more kicks from Dacos. I mean, this game is completely different to the other ones in terms of kicking. All the others are handball more games. And marking around the ground, you'd like to set around 6 or 7 rather than a 1 or 3. But, I mean, he's punched 134. I think the other thing that was very convincing last night was the fact that he only travels interstate 4 times for the year. So he's got the Gabba this week. Now, I'm not going to scare anyone off this pick, but they've said that Fags have said that they'll try to run someone with him. But, I mean, you would anyway with Dacos, so nothing to worry about. The planter, the foot is the only issue. It's why I never really considered it until the streams, I guess. And then you got Optus Oval for Freo, and then People's First down here, and then Adelaide Oval. So he's literally got every game in big, apart from 4. So, yeah, not bad at all. Then if you look at average versus opponents as well, what do we got? So West Coast plays Melbourne twice. That's juicy as. You'll love that. West Coast, yep, North. Brisbane twice isn't the greatest. Freo twice is fine. Adelaide twice is fine. And Pies twice is fine. But doesn't score as well against Hawthorn. That's his worst side. Interesting. Taggable games, I guess. So that's the other thing to look out for when you're looking at these sort of primos. I know there's 20 rounds to go, so every player's going to get tagged, obviously. Not really worried about an Essendon tag with Settlefield here. I think he'd outrun him anyway. Geelong tag, O'Connor, Atkins, potentially, whatever. But we saw Sarong go 100 in a tag from Geelong, so it wasn't a huge one. It's probably mainly the GWS and St Kilda tag that I'm more worried about than anything. And he doesn't play Giants again, so there's no Bedford. And then he doesn't play St Kilda until round 15. So, yeah, I actually don't hate this pick. I think I've been persuaded by the Collingwood fans in group chats and whatnot, but Brisbane, Essendon, Geelong next 3. You'd think he'd dominate at least 2 of those games, being Geelong and Essendon, and saying that this is like his highest score against any other side, isn't it? Is Brisbane versus opponents. I thought it was a 116 average I heard before, so it's a 112 average. So it is pretty good anyway. So it's not now or never for Dacos. It's probably this week or next. I think I've been persuaded a little bit though. Like I could get a Sarong, but if you look at my side, I've already got Brayshaw, so it kind of handcuffs you out of the captaincy choice. Also, you got to consider what works for your buys as well. So I can't really grab any round 12 buys. Like I'd love a cheap 500k LDU or something stupid, or Cripps at 490. But if we look at this, if you don't have Supercoach Gold, it's really handy. So I'll get to the comments shortly, but around 12 buy, you should probably start planning for your buy primos now. Like, I cannot afford to get another round 12 buy. I love a Crip at 490, a Cripps pick, but like, I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 semi-primos missing. So I'm going to be struggling that round. I'll get to some of the comments and then I'll go through some other things. What do we got here? G'day, mate. Go Tigers. Yeah, go the Tigs, mate. Hopefully we can get a win. Hey, Yaron. Hope you're well. Stuart says 2 trades. We'll go Cleary and Gross. Which promo do you get in with a boost? How much money do you got? Is the question. And where's your weakest rookie line, I'd say, Stuart? Okay. Hope you're well, mate. Sorry. Planning to get in Cleary and Dacos. Yeah, I think everyone's thinking about Dacos, hence this video. Thinking what rookies to punt out. Foss, Nevitt, Kako, or Davison. Probably Kako, but he's got West Coast. It's probably a hard one. Like, Foss has finally showed the scoring ability. Nevitt's, he could be sub any point, and Davison's 60 break even, but he could go 120 like he did last time at Marvel. So this is really whatever, maybe Davison, because it probably gets you a better primo. Very hard to tell. What do you got, Michael? G'day, Brad. Hope you're well. Into top 2% for the first time ever. Thinking Roberts to Martin this week. Give me a defender forward swing. Thoughts? Yeah, don't mind it, but I want to see a little bit more from Martin if I'm going to pay that money. You could probably wait a week, but he does play Eagles. So yeah, it's not the worst shout in the world. I still like those players though. Like, I like Martin. I still like Truck. Maybe Truck, we just wait a week and see if he can crack a ton against Fremantle because he doesn't really average well against Freo. Just seeing if anyone replied here. Okay, they didn't. I don't think. I can't read the voice notes on air. Keelan says, hey, mate, if I already have Neil, should I get Dunkley? Yeah, this is my same option with, like, Brayshaw and Sarong. You can probably do it, but you'd have to look at your buyers like I am in here in the background. So, what's the rest of your midfield like, I suppose? Like, I'd like to know who you got as your 5 or 6 there. Sid, thinking Davison gives me the cash to upgrade Roberts to Zorko Whitfield at a cheaper price next week. Yeah, I've been pretty hot on not upgrading Roberts, but I understand that he's not top of his line, so do what you want with that one. But if I was to go Zorko Whitfield, probably go Whitfield. Thinking is a good pod, 4% owned, got to be a bit different, I reckon. Yeah, I know that's the issue with this as well. Like, I'll go back to my team for a sec while you guys are there, but showing buys, round 15, like, I plan on getting Tommy Stewart, and Petrarca potentially. So I don't really want a round 15 buy player because I've got Oliver, Gawn, Rankin. Marek might even survive this. So I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not really going to count Lindsay and Hall. I'm just talking about primos. I could get another one, but I'm already at 3.5 semi-premiums in that buy. And then if I grab Petrarca next week because he goes 100 this week, then I'll be 4.5. So I don't want to go any buy players for that round. And then my other issue is the week after, being round 16, I plan on getting Tommy Stewart in for pretty cheap. So I can't really have Zorko. That's one. Callahan's probably surely gone by here. So let's not even worry about it. Maybe I could get an extra player. So if I had Zorko, Smith, and Stewart, that's only 3. So I could probably afford to get what round is this? A round 16 player. But I do like the idea of a round 13 buy player, aka another Fremantle or St Kilda player as a primo. I can't afford Sinclair, but I wouldn't mind Brayshaw against Sarong against the Dacos type. It's hard to know because I did the top 10 or top 12 prediction with your mids, and there's so many reasons why you wouldn't go to these other picks. You can use your last year's data, sure, but at some point you've got to stop using that last year's data and just go off this year's. So all well and good for people like, oh, he had a bad half of the year, but I mean, there's going to be some breakouts that you just can't predict. So Dacos is going to be owned by a fair few. How many are trading him in, actually? Wow, that's huge, actually, for a primo in 1 week. 7%. So he'll be in 37% of the sides. So that's a lot of the competition. You could definitely still anti-pod, don't get me wrong, but you got to make sure the guy that you're anti-podding, you've got a good enough guy to go with him. So Butters is too pricey for me. Brayshaw's probably the best of the bunch, but I've already got him now. He's 14%, so he's a bit of a pod, Brayshaw. Butters, when he comes down, and Bont, when he comes down, would be a pod. Q would be great if I didn't have the round 12 buy players, so many of them. Dunkley's interesting. Dunkley or Dacos, I mean, I just think Dacos has a better ceiling the more I think about it over the years of current years of Supercoach. Like, Dunkley's now competing with Will Ashcroft, McCluggage, emergence of those two guys that start smashing scores out of the park as well. So, not saying he won't score amazing, Dunkley, but there's so many mouths to feed in that midfield that I'm not too sure I want him up against a Dacos. Also, I just don't like him as a VC as C as much. Apart from that 170 game, he's done bugger all to be worthy of a VC C, I suppose. 117, 114. Like, if you VC'd that, you're probably skipping it. So I'm not pooing on the pick, but I just would rather a guy that has a better ceiling. I know the 170, yep, I get that, but just so many mouths to feed. I'd almost rather kneel at 500k if he gets there after a couple of tag games. Matt Rowe's interesting. He did this, I feel like he does this every season. Starts off well, then just goes to absolute poo. Obviously, he's had a running coach and all the rest of it. I still can't work out who's going to get tagged more this year, Rowe or Anderson, because they're both pretty taggable players. They both cop attention. He's got Richmond. If someone could tell me who Jordan was on, I'd probably pick the opposite Gold Coast player. But 74, I think Peatling was on him, if you look at the notes on here. But this is your VCC material for Rowe. But we did also see last year that he fell off. So just the people that didn't own him wouldn't have really thought about this. But you have a look at last year's season, he went nuts, 137, 155, 99, 129, 135, 126, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, you look at his back end of the season, and this is where it sort of turns me off picking him. 82, 79, 79, 65, 51, 97. If I knew what was going on here, this would be amazing. Like, 3 tons in the last, after your buy, isn't fantastic at all. So that was last year. This year, are you a new Matt Rowe? Look, if he played for a Victorian side, I'd probably do it. I don't really want to watch Rowe at the grass out of himself. Zach Merritt's probably the pick I'd go for if I could afford to, just due to his fixture. I hear a lot of Dacos and Merritt chat, but I'd probably be in the Merritt camp. He doesn't got a lingering foot issue or anything like that, like a plantar. His voice notes are going off their head in their chat, but he's got West Coast, Collingwood, and North his next 3, and he scores well against West Coast and Collingwood, you can see there. So if I'm getting anyone, if I could afford it, I'd definitely get Zach Merritt. That'd be my guy. Is there a way I can actually get a Zach Merritt in my side? I think there is one way. I think. But I don't also really want to pay over 600k for a player. Like, we've seen what happens over the past years of doing that. So I've got no money in the bank. This is my biggest issue for my side. This is why I can't do anything with a Finn or Roberts that you guys ask about frequently at the moment. But Cherry's a good price too. He's been smashing out of the park. I can't believe he's still under 500k. But Cleary and Gross, there's probably no other rookies I'd be targeting personally. My computer wants to reset. We're definitely not doing that. I know you can hold Davidson and whatever and make extra cash, but I think if you got fat enough quick cash cows, you're probably sending it. See, if I get rid of a haul, I'm pretty sure I can get Merritt, but you are cutting cows early, and that's playing super aggressive. Merritt's a pod too, so it's very tempting. Let's see if I can still grab the other two. It just means I have to get rid of Hall, which is annoying because I don't really want Moraes Henderson as cover. But in saying that, you grab a Gross. Where are we? West Coast. And Sydney had a blank then. It's complete blank. All right, anyway, drop Hendo into the forward line. Just sort by points because I know they both scored around 80. How funny is that? Cleary's skill is the same as a Warner. Well, wow, I could do that actually. If I get rid of Moraes though instead, I can get Dacos. Or if I get rid of Hall, I could get an absolute pod. This is a sliding doors moment sort of thing. Just how does it look on paper? I haven't actually tried this one out, to be honest. I haven't really fiddled with getting rid of Hall yet because I just think he's got more money to make. But I don't mind being aggressive. Another pod like this would be great. Like Brayshaw and Merritt as your combination pods, primos. Let's just optimize. Be amazing if Merritt had forward status. I would do it no matter what because no one would be able to forward him. But cash gen isn't fantastic either. So that's how the side would look like, and that's without getting rid of Roberts or Finn. But I'm still trading 3 rookies out for 1 primo instead of going 2 mid prices to 2 other mid prices. Bloody hell, it actually looks really solid like that, to be honest. Like Rankin, McRae, Smith, Daniel Marrick and Ashcroft in your forward line. And then your midfield's Brayshaw, Merritt, Richards, Rosé, Chera, Oliver, Finn. Probably putting Lindsay or Hall here. Hopefully Henderson gets just drops. I don't got to worry about him being a dead cash cow. But yeah, it's a pretty solid side on paper. I'll get to some of the comments. I'm probably lagging behind here. Not too bad, actually. Josh says the round 12 bye is going to cook us all. Yeah, probably will, to be honest. Probably actually football fletch. I'd actually hold Sherry at this point unless he gets rested. Like you've already lost money on Sherry at the moment, and when he comes good, he'll be R1. If he comes good the next week or so. Keelan, I've got Brayshaw, Merritt, Neil. Wow, and he's got Chera, Oliver, and 3 rookies on the field. Well, you must have loaded up somewhere in the back line. So, what primo would you get then? Let's scroll back up. I probably would grab a Dunks or maybe a Dacos if you want an extra captain player because you've already got Brayshaw, Merritt, Neil, Oliver. It's annoying trying to captain two players from the same side, so maybe you do go somewhere else. I don't think Dunks is a must-have. I'm probably more inclined with this starting midfield you've got to grab a Dacos or an Anderson or Tom Green, whoever you really like, but maybe not a Neil and Dunks on the same side, I don't think. Excuse me, I can't believe it's upgrade season. Alrighty, crazy year. I suppose the gifts of McRae, Caleb, Shera, Ashcroft, Soligo, 3 fieldable defensive rookies. Imagine if we didn't have so many dead rookies. Yeah, I know. It would be upgrading pretty fast, to be honest. Michael, West Coast rule. If you could have a quick walk and tell me what you would do, don't want to boost. I only have 1 left. I'll do it in a second since there's not much filtering through the comments at the moment. Hey, Brad, would you happy to play both Reed and Trainer on the field? Yes, I would be. I'm pretty confident with them both. Let's quickly look at this because I'm actually up to date with the comments unless I missed something. Okay. So I probably won't do too many team names, to be honest. Like, I'll DM you in on Twitter, Supercoach Pro 91, and I'll follow you back. Just let me know if you want me to have all your side that way. Send me a screenshot of your side. It's generally easier to see doing it that way. So West Coast Rule is ranked 4,000 overall. decent score last week. Just go by position. What would I do? Probably overhearing about Roberts. I probably wouldn't get rid of Roberts. I'm not looking at this week. I think Roberts' issue is like next week you can grab him for Tom Stewart. If Roberts proves the bet again, just grab Tommy Stewart for him. Just don't want to pay 200k on top of his head because what was the point of even starting him? Like we knew he wasn't going to be a keeper. I get that, but anyway, Murphy Reed's almost there for the chopping in terms of cash cow if you wanted to upgrade early. Not a lot of money in Moraes or Henderson, but I've looked at both of those as an option. Well, if you don't want to use a boost, mate, I'd probably just use Davison and Murphy Reed and down to Cleary and the Primo there, mate. That's how I'd read it anyway. If you press Team Optimizer, does it put them on field with Shees in the flex? I can have a look what the Optimizer does, but it normally stitches you up because I'd probably actually have Reed and flex if I could, but I can't, I don't think. I'll probably put Gross in. I don't worry about projections though, to be honest. Like I was not projected at 2-3 last week and I scored a 2-3, whatever the hell. By chucking Merritt in there, what is it optimized to me? Okay, 2-3-1-6. That'd be a crazy week if that does happen. I can't see that happening. I don't know. You really got to nail your VC or C for you to have a huge week too. That's probably something that doesn't get talked about enough. If you nail 150 as your VC or C, you're going a long way that round, even if you have a few bad players. Because I'm pretty sure I'm like 200 points behind Hippo, and he's ranked like 70-something, and I'm still 200 points behind him, and I'm 1,274. So the gap between top 100 and 1,200 is actually significant. Like it'd take you a couple of weeks at least to reach it. You'd have to really smash it in the park for a month and them to do the opposite, really. Probably why you sort of got an antipod as well, but yeah, it's hard to know. And then Thursday team sheets always through a curveball, so yeah, I don't know. She's in flex. I think I like using the rookies in flex more often than not. I swear, if this cuts out, I'm going to the lounge room. I think Chera is a keeper somewhat. I'd probably just going to use him as my M8. I'm just going to move my computer to the lounge room. Give me 2 seconds. I look like I'm glitching, so we're going to the other dining room. All right. All right. Anyway, where was I doing? So with some of these plays, there's not too many cash cows. That's the annoying thing. That's what I'm worried about this week. I'm hoping we actually get some decent ones. Captain choices. So have a look at this. I don't know if you guys ever used this before. But this will tell you people's captain choices in top 1%, top 5%, and all the rest of it. So I don't want this. Give me not coach's choices. I swear. Where the hell was that gone? I don't want projections. Cool. I don't really believe in projections. I've forgotten how to go into body VC and C captain choices now. I'm having a blank. For me, it boils down to which two do I think will score better out of Reed, Trainer, Lindsay. Honestly, hard to know out of those three. I'll probably pick the wrong one. I don't mind Gawn VC. Gawn looks to be back. Like, he actually looks to be decent again. I just want to see the most trade in and trades outs. I'm meant to do jump on, jump off tomorrow with Steve, but I don't know if I'll be able to. So 17% of sides, 10% of sides getting rid of Davison. Makes sense. A lot of people culling Hendo. Only 5% actually getting rid of Matt Roberts. It felt like a lot more than that just in the chat. Deconning 3.8%. I don't know why the hell people are getting Oliver out. That makes no sense to me. Fraser out. That makes sense. The only one out of these two I'm not getting rid of is Matt Roberts, Clayton Oliver, and Finn. But I'm biased because I got both of these players in there, Finn and I've actually got all three of these players. So I don't know. I'm still going to just upgrade around them and hope for the best. So Cleary, wow, he's a huge favourite instead over Gross. Kind of makes sense. I think you can wait on Hui as well, however you want to pronounce that. El Hui. Because even if he does score well, he only go up 50K to like 160 roughly, something like that. Max Holmes still a good price. Rosie, yep. If the halfback role stays, he's a lock. Wang's not going to kick 3 goals every week, but he's still a good pick. And Ned Long, I don't know about Ned Long personally. I know there's a few keen on him, but I'm not the Pies man to really recommend a Ned Long kind of pick. So if he scores 61, he's only going up 14K, which isn't crazy, mind you. If he goes a ton, maybe I'll have a good bit of a price projection with this guy. Let's just have a look, for argument's sake. Let's just say he goes 100 here, 100 here, and 100 here. Is he really going to skyrocket? So it's 280. If he goes 100 here, he'll be still 310 next week. You get a look at it with De Goey as well. I mean, we paid $265 for Humphrey and about the same for Marek as well. So I suppose not the worst thing in the world, but I'd love to know why he only scored 57 from 91 minutes. But the week before had 91 minutes, 57. Sure, it's got to be a CBA thing. Ned Long. I don't know. What's he got here anyway? So he's got 24 touches, 7 tackles, 2 free kicks against. That's actually pretty decent. It's not out of his realm to get 24 disposals. That's fair enough. Week after, he gets 26. Sorry, 2 weeks later. 3 weeks, whatever. 29 touches for a 114. 6 tackles. The tackle numbers are good. 7, 9, 3, and 6. The marking, you'd probably want to see a little bit more. What's his kick to handball ratio? 50-50 almost. It's a little bit more handball than kicking, clearly. Interesting pick. Like, I know there's a few people keen on him. I don't think I could do it. Let me just plug in my charger before we die. Give me 2 seconds. Bear with me. It was about to go flat. That wouldn't have been a fun time. Reckon Davo could restart his cash gen this week against Saints. Yeah, probably good. I'll actually have a look at that. I've completely forgotten how to look at VCs and Cs for the week as well, mind you. Which is really annoying. Someone can remind me in the comments how to look that up again. That'd be great. I feel like sometimes the app is different to navigate than the actual laptop computer looking at it that way. But Davison, you're right. Like Davison, you can wait a week. I'm just being super aggressive on it because I can. I think I just want to upgrade my side faster. I don't love paying 600k for a primo either, just because I know that your expectation from these guys is going to be so high. Whereas if you pay 470 for a form primo and averaging 105, you're winning. Whereas if you pay 600 and something for a primo and they end up averaging 110, you're sort of on par. But the points per minute is huge. So if you have a look at these guys like Davis and Humphrey, you can definitely wait elite. But I'm only advocating for these guys because they're at a good enough price for you to get a primo. So if you get a 71, which is a chance he does, and there's a chance he doesn't really, he makes 4.8k. Now we know last time he was at Marvel, he scored 120 something, and Saints give up points to wingers and half-backers, whatever. But Saints are definitely different than Carlton. Like Carlton, putrid. I think he's more of a 60s, 70s man. Like if you have a look at it in total, this could be a flash in the pan, highest score of the year game. But look, if he does score 70, he's going to slowly get to 350. So you're probably culling yourself out of a 50k here, I suppose. Like he peaks at 350. If your primo that you're going is 50k under value and you can pick him up now for pretty cheap, it's sort of in the middle. That's where I stand. Like if you know that a Dacos or someone's actually going back up 50k in a fortnight's time, it's probably worth grabbing them now than trying to hope your cash cow doesn't stall. Because all these cash cows need, let's give you a perfect example. Let's go to this. Let's say he scores a 40, worst case, right? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but let's say he has a bad one. Then he's stored his cash in. Then it's going to be just a slow burn, even if he gets 370s in a row. So you need him to have a spike score. So we'll do the opposite there too. Let's say he does go 100. Does he reset? Yeah, even if he gets 100 against St Kilda, he's just going to get to 350 a little bit quicker. That's literally it. He's not going to go 100 against Giants. No way. Port Adelaide at Mars. That's... I don't know. I think you could get rid of him. We could hold him and hope that he just punches out another 50k. But you'd really be banking on him to score really decently now that he's 293k. The only projections I like are the really low rookie ones. Yeah, I know, because then it looks like your side will do better than what they actually will. Let's get me here. Captain options this week. VC, Zorko, into C, McRae. Let's have a look at that, actually. I haven't looked at any really captain options this week. All right, so the first game, Brisbane and Collingwood. You're probably looking at Neil, Dunkley, any of those midfielders. Same with the Dacos types. Zorko VC or Sheasel VC. I'm probably going to go VC on Sheasel. And then Captain Brayshaw against Melbourne. Because my loop is probably Hewitt. That's actually Giants, actually. So I could VC Brayshaw. And Captain McRae, I suppose. But McRae could also get tagged. He won't get tagged against the Dogs. Yeah, maybe you could do that, actually, because Brayshaw could go huge. For my side, this is what I'm going to do anyway. You think McRae would want to prove a point to Bevo as well. I like Zorko as an option, though, as well for a VC. What's Zorko and Sheasel been scoring against their upcoming opponents, I guess? 82, like the defenders didn't score well at Adelaide either, you got to remember. So Zorko's going to be pretty cheap. So, yep, it sucks paying up for guys at the start of the season. So he's gone 108, 127, 81. So I'm probably not doing it. But Sheasel then plays Carlton, so that's probably more tempting as well. But now I'm just going to go Brayshaw into McRae. As long as Week's not sort of named, I'm fine. But if I had to go an early game, probably Sheasel against Carlton, you'd think. He looks the goods. Probably should have grabbed the pod at D2 as well, but Zorko and Clark were pottish enough anyway. He went 138, 128 last time against Carlton. He's probably going to do something similar, so maybe you VC him into Brayshaw because more confident on Sheasel into Brayshaw than Brayshaw into McRae. That I'll have to have a look at. Gawn, this is the one that Crazy mentioned. I don't know if I want a Gawn. I get Jackson's not in, so he's only got Sean Darcy underdone. Maybe that's why you're going for that one. Don't know if any of these games against Fremantle were not against Jackson. Maybe not that one. I can't remember when Jackson left now, but Gawn's a huge shout for Richmond next week. Wow. Who else would I? It's hard to think of teams. You'd definitely be seeing a Merritt. Like Merritt plays West Coast. Even a Nick Martin would be sneaky as well. On the Blues side, maybe a sneaky V7 Cripper. Probably wouldn't do it on Chera. Fremantle, Melbourne, Brayshaw, Sarong. Obviously. Melbourne, maybe you're going Crazy. Adelaide Giants, probably Whitfield in this game, you'd think. Maybe Dawson. You'd have to look at the history of his scoring. Anyone against Richmond here. So Matty Real, Anderson probably goes off here. This game I don't really love any players going off in. It's a hard one to tell. Sydney v Port. Maybe Rosie at halfback, but this could just be a one-off halfback score. Like, you look great, but I'm not sold by any means. Could put him back to the mid. Could play him forward. He's just so versatile. Dogs v St Kilda. Bont's back. Imagine bringing in Bont this week. That would be very ballsy, actually. And then Geelong versus Hawthorn. If you've got a Newcomb, I'd probably VC Newcomb. Captain and Newcomb here. Cats, you probably don't really want to see a guy on a Monday. That would make me really nervous, to be honest. There's definitely players I've missed in all this. What do we got? You guys are smashing through it. Home scoring to drop when Shearer's back. Probably not a lot. Maybe the ceiling, but overall probably not. Probably just gets tagged more, that's all. Here's a CBA thing, that game. Makes sense. I think we're talking about Long there, Yaron. Holmes gets the Finn McGuinness tag this week. I didn't think of that, actually. Good point, Trav. SC got all over the long pick. Yeah, he is. He loves it. Hopefully people don't hate him if that long pick goes south, because it's a shout. Like, this is the reason why we got stuck on Humphrey and Marek. We knew one was going to go good and the other wasn't. True, you could also move Levi Ashcroft forward and use the cash to upgrade to Dacos. I probably will do something like that, or Merritt. Probably Dacos at the price is better than Merritt at the price if you look at it that way, but Merritt's got Eagles, so I guess bloody tempting. Thinking Merritt into Sinclair. So there's a player I missed, is Sinclair. Who's St Kilda? Yeah, I'd probably do that. That's a big shout. Oh, I get safe as well. Like, Merritt's going to do well anyway. I really want to work out how to look at VC and Cs again. What was that even in? Was it in players? What's the top 1% doing? Because this is what I need to know, because I'm in the top 1%, so I'd love to know who they're trading out. This is probably more relevant for you guys that are in top percentages to look at what the other people are doing. So in top 1%, which is what I care about because I'm top 1% at the moment. I think I'm ranked 1,274. Say think, but I clearly know. So top 1%, 10% of them are trading out Davison. Nope, that's all coaches. Stuff you for resetting yourself. Wow, so top 1%, actually 23% of them are trading out Davison. 17% are trading out Hendo. Only 7% are trading out Roberts. Interesting. That's a bit of a telltale. So only 7% of people in the top 1% really hate Roberts. That makes me want to hold him then. If this was like 20, 30%, then I'd be a bit worried. But there's a small minority that believe that he won't be any good in the top 1%, or just going to upgrade around him because they're smart. Nothing really interesting here for me. Trading in top 1%, this would be more interesting than not. Stop resetting you asshole. 1%. Cleary, 32%. So in the top 1%, one every 3 teams to bring him in, followed by Gross. Dacos is in 15% of the sides this week of the top 1%. That's called FOMO, fear of missing out. That's huge, I think, for top 1%. Merritt coming only in 2% of the size. So clearly, top 1% rate Dacos over Merritt. Only 2% believe in Chris Petrarca in the top 1%. Interesting. Gone. Okay, let's look at top 5%. I won't look at top 10%. Unless I get outside that ranking. Wow. Yeah, okay. So top 5%, 14% Dacos. Cleary and Gross, no matter what coach you are, people go on Cleary over Gross. El Houli is huge. Why is he up 4th here? Holmes, interesting. Probably because he's still value. Rose Petrarca. Yeah, I copped a lot of comments about this Petrarca one. Had mostly 98% good feedback, but just 2 idiots that I just straight up blocked on Twitter because they're just being so frustratingly annoying. And I can't be bothered playing tennis with people that are going to be just negative and stupid. I don't mind debating things, sure, but if you're going to be just an absolute arsehole, I'm just not going to take it. I'll just block you because I can't be bothered dealing with your shit. I'm here to help you, not to be a fuckwit, but man, I haven't blocked many people on Twitter, but they definitely got blocked quick. Anyway, enough of that rant. So the Petrarca rant was basically people in the chat on the thread were saying that the people that owned him in particular bought him in, said that he's just been playing hopeless. He didn't deserve this score. Apparently, I'm hearing that a lot. So you can wait a week. If he scores 100, let's say he scores 100 against Fremantle, like you're paying how much for him? Project this for me, please. 482. So even if he does go 100, you'd be fine. I guess the question is, what's the pass mark for him for you to be convinced that you're going to bring him in for Richmond game, West Coast game, and Hawthorn game? So he plays West Coast twice. We'll actually have a look at this. Plays North once, so that's annoying. It'd be nice if you played North twice. Average versus opponent. So we'll have a look at the rounds coming up. So this one is Hawthorn, he does well against. That's round 9. Fremantle is pretty high up there. That's this round. He scores 101. Averages him against them. He plays Hawthorn twice, and that's his 4th favourite side. So that's a good sign. North, he smashes them at the park. So just before your finals, he's got good matchups. Around 17, 18, 19. So if you're trying to make finals, Petrarca should on paper. I know he's lost 7.5 kilos. Should play well. Doesn't like Richmond, but I think he'll score Richmond really well the week after. And then I don't know why he doesn't play well against West Coast. This year he surely would, but St Kilda, hopefully they don't tag him. But, I mean, you're paying bargain basement for 483 and people losing their minds. Like, if this was a 550k pick, I wouldn't be looking at it. Don't get me wrong, but I get it. Like, if he turns up for me, he's in next week. That's basically the equation from my side. And if people don't like it, that's up to them. At the end of the day, I'm not going to try to persuade you. This is my thoughts on that. Seeing a lot of new people in the chat too. So, JM Calm Blues, what do you think of TDK down to Briggs if Pitto is back? I'd probably hold TDK one more week and see if Pitto gets dropped the week after. Let's have a look at Pitto. So DeConning, like, he plays the Roos anyway. Like, if he's playing 40 against the Roos, it's probably not the worst thing in the world. Like, his break-even's high. You probably give it a week and hope that Pitto gets dropped the week after. I mean, if Pitto's named against Geelong, then you'd probably look at doing something else. I suppose this is a good segue. Let's have a look at if Pitto is named scenarios. And there's a few, and they're probably disgusting, and I'm going to cop some shit for this, but I don't really care. So, Rucks, let's go to St Kilda. You know where I'm going with this already, I feel. Then there's a giant ruckman who's cheap enough as well. And then there's one more Essendon boy. So these are the bailout options. Marshall's still going to be a lot cheaper. Marshall's clearly hampered by some sort of injury, but it's not a jump off stations now because Marshall's got a break even 196. You can sort of hold this TDK pick and worst case jump to Marshall once Marshall is, bottomed out at 400k or something at worst case scenario. Boyd's probably coming back in that side, you'd think, because he just looked awful. But, I mean, we know what he can produce. He's already done it here, these two games, but there's something lingering clearly. I don't know if St Kilda supporters have seen anything with him, but he's going to be cheap enough. Like, he'll be cheap enough as a bailout option if Pitto gets named. So just keep an eye on what he scores for the next few weeks and see if he's going to come down to 450 because you won't worry about TDK then. Briggs is the other one. Briggs I really like. Didn't score that well, actually, against Marshall, even though they both scored poorly. An 84, not bad. I mean, he got injured as well. He copped a big hit. I think that would have slowed him down a little bit. I can't remember what quarter that was, but the 5-game, obviously, that concussion. But 99, 107, 84, that's probably your bailout option. At least that's your sort of semi-informed bailout option. I'm not saying he's going to be nuts. And then this is the other one that interests me the most, actually. Sammy Draper. If they bring in Goldstein, don't even look in this. If they don't name Goldstein, this is huge. Nick Bryan's on ACL, unfortunately, for him. So Draper's TOG has increased. Solo rucking has scored 110. That's huge to go 110 against Gawn. So his time on ground has increased. If 2 metre Peter comes back and he's chopping a hit out, 411 for Sam Draper and to chuck him at F6, then to swing him in R2 if Pitnat gets named a couple of weeks in a row, they're your 3 bailout options for TDK, honestly. But I think you can wait, as disgusting as those picks are. I don't know what you guys think. I think he's playing VFL minutes this week, Scott. I heard a thing about Smiley. He'll be playing VFL. Pretty certain about that. So Josh Smiley will be 170k rookie for Richmond. Pick 9 or whatever it was, pick 9, 8, 10, something like that in this year's draft. Big body, sort of like a cripper. Michael, but he was big on Flynn. This is God, I believe you're talking about. Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, we all get things wrong, no. Like, I've got things wrong, and boy, I hear about it when I have missed it. JM Carlton Blues. Ooh, here we go. This is why I probably haven't seen you before. You're very high rank in a good way. Ranked 202. Should start being more aggressive or safe. I'd probably be more aggressive. I'm not even steering you in a way that's something I wouldn't do. I'd definitely play aggressive if that was the case. If I'm at 202, I want to finish first. If you play safe, you're probably going to just sit 50, 60. I'd rather balls out to the wall, pick pods. If I was 202, I'd be potting every week. I'd definitely be more aggressive. I'd be boosting the hell out of my side to upgrade my premiums quicker. I'd be doing what I can to get ahead of the pack and stay there. I'd be super aggressive, mate. And I'd pod VC, but maybe a safe C. That is my advice to you. Jim, pods could help. Yeah, this is exactly what I said. I didn't even say this. Could help you if you pick the right pods, though. Who's your starter suitcase? Yeah, people that picked McCluggage, they're probably killing it. Absolutely. Marshall, seeing some new faces in the chat, actually. And, wow, okay. Anyway, Marshall says, welcome back, Slim. Romo had a pelvis fracture last season. I'm getting Draper. Fair. Yep. Draper's unrestricted free agent. He's playing for his own cash in now. Yeah. Far out. Getting Draper would be such a pod move too. It'd be disgustingly weird, but hey, big sneeze. Hello, cheese. Ellie, hey mate, thoughts on Lockie Ash in the side? Thinking of trading him in for Roberts. Let me have a look. I won't just say yeah or nah. I'll just look at these players as we go. I don't want to be dismissive and just say yes, no. Lockie Ash. That's crazy. Ranked 5th for averages. I'd almost rather pay the extra 30K for Max Holmes or Jordan Clark just because I know what I'm getting out of those two. He's a pot at 3.5%, but it could be a flash in the pan. Like he's done this before, Lockie Ash a little bit. He's sharing kick-out duties with Whitfield. You probably want Whitfield on your side. You probably don't want Whitfield and Ash. I don't think I could do it. If Holmes and Clark were nowhere near the price, yeah, sure. But no, it's literally only 30K difference between Holmes and then 35K between Jordan Clark. I'd be picking one of those two. Maybe Jordan Clark if you wanted to get a bit of a pod pick. Jordan's Clark's going to be more consistent. We're not going to get tagged either. Whereas Holmes is going to go 130 or a 70 and sort of meet you in the middle. Season ends, whereas Jordan Clark for me so far has just been sold without being amazing. But you pay for what you get with a Clark, like 107, 122, 104, 101, 104 hasn't gone down at all. Or you can get the roller coaster of a Holmes. I don't think I could advocate for Ash by looking at these scores. I don't know what you think, if I've changed your mind or whatnot, but definitely just pay 30 grand more for one of those two. This is the annoying thing, tags and whatnot. Like 91 against a windy tag is actually pretty decent, but Lockie Ash, yeah, I don't know. You don't want to be stuck with another breakout contender, I suppose. It did really piss you off. I'd think 200 a tons. I'd rather Jordan Clark for consistency at this point. Holmes, you're going to be with the pack anyway. It's not really a pod move. One in every 4 sides got it in your back line. Nass is also barely owned and he plays for Saints, so he's got a good buy. He's got a better buy than all these other players. So, yeah, that's just my take on that one. VC Zork this week. I'm thinking about actually doing Shees instead. Zorko, hopefully he picks it up though, again, honestly. If he doesn't pick it up, geez, I'll be pretty annoyed. Riser, thoughts on Roberts in that long? Oof, I don't like that one. Henderson to Gross and Davison to Track. I'm personally not sold on that long. I don't want to trade it. If you're trading Roberts to anyone, it's probably next week for Tommy Stewart, because at least you know Tommy Stewart's going to be about top 10 defender, roughly. Ned Ong could be anything, but I don't think I want to risk a Ned Ong pick in my side. I've already done it with a Humphrey and a Marek, and look how it turned out. One turned out well, the other didn't. So Jordan De Goey back too worries me a little bit. I know De Goey probably play forward more and didn't get injured, but they've got Schultz to come back as well. Like, does Ned Ong get subbed in 3 weeks? Jesus, sorry, God doesn't think so, but yeah, that's SC God, by the way, not just some person in the sky. Track, I'm waiting a week on too, but I don't mind the outs of Henderson and Davison to answer the rest of that question. Track just needs to score 100 against Freo to sell me, and I'm going to have to watch the game. Ellie, excuse me, is it okay to keep Hendo? I can trade him for Cleary, but I decided on trading Tom Edwards. I'd probably do Tom Edwards because of ACL. Yep, I think your second part is right. Starters to come back. I just reread ahead of myself. But Hewitt or Brayshaw, VC? George Hewitt, mate. He plays the Roos. Definitely Hewitt. Because I'd go Hewitt into Brayshaw. Like literally that. Jeez. One of my new members, hello, says, thinking of grabbing a pod this week and Dacos next week. Which pod do you prefer out of Newcombe, Dylan Moore, Nick Martin? I got you thinking about Dylan Moore, didn't I? Because if his CBAs went up 50%, and we know what he can score when he get 50% CBAs, you sent me that thing. He scored average 106. Far out. I like this pod. Probably Newcombe. You're going to sell me on Newcombe. Do you want me to try to sell you on Newcombe instead of Dacos instead? And we get roped into buying Newcombe over Dacos. And anyway, God won't be happy with me. Speaking of which, I think he's in the stream in here. Marshall, SARS come back. I don't know. I really don't know. Setterfield probably took his spot there. SARS probably playing VFL. Shout out to Scoobs. Yeah, look, if he doesn't play, Wookie coach, he might punch some drywall. So he goes, God, hey, mate, I can come on. I can convince you. Oh, yeah, okay, let me send you a link, buddy. Let me send you a link. Give me 2 seconds, mate. All right, I'm going to send him a link. Let's do this. Present. Been waiting for a friend. I asked my other friends in the other group chat, but they've left voice notes, so I don't want to read them out. I mean, you'd hear him and you'd be like, what the hell's going on? So let me send this to God and see if he's actually in the chat. Bear with me. Yeah, they're just sending each other sides and stuff. All right, God. This has made this stream a bit more fun too. I've sent him my trades before too. All right, there's the link, mate. If you want to come in, if you don't, that's fine too. I understand you're up there in the sky doing your thing. Oh, we're going to have to do a deep dive for Newcombe. We're definitely going to have to do that. JM Carlton, they said Dunks or Zorko. Oh, my God. That was quick. Hello.
Hey, mate. How you going?
Good, mate. How are you? I can't see you yet.
Oh, no, because that's because I've got to reveal something to the people. To the people of the Supercoach Pro channel.
Okay. All right. I'm keen to hear it.
This guy. This guy. Oh.
Convince me about Ned Long, and then I want to talk about Newcombe with you.
Well, without having any notes next to me and just freedom of speech and all that jazz. Ned Long, okay. Obviously, he's played 2 full games. You could say he's played 3 full games, considering he came on early as a sub one game. He scored 113, a 57, and a 114. now. So you've obviously got that 57 as an outlier. That 57, he had 58% CBAs compared to his 70 to 75% CBAs that he's been having in previous weeks. Yeah, get the stats up for get Netty Long up for me. This will help.
It's definitely.
In saying that, his average when he's played a full game or come on very early as a sub is 95. Now, you can't tell me that that's not very juicy in itself. Yes, you've got a 57 score in there. However, low CBAs. Now, everyone's going to be hesitant on this pick, and it's all to do with one thing, and there's one thing only, and this is why, and I reckon this might be the main reason you're not looking at him at all, and it's the sub risk.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a Collingwood fan. I'm a very avid Collingwood fan. I listen to every single one of Craig McRae's press conferences. I watch every game twice, and I'm telling you right now that this might sound insane, and people in the chat will probably call me insane. I'm just getting the comments up ready to see if Ned Long's if people are gonna slam me. We cannot win a premiership this year without Ned Long.
That's a big call. That's a huge call.
Now you remember in 2023 we had Tom Mitchell in the midfield in that grand final.
Yeah.
Someone who's going to get the ball out to Dacos.
Yeah.
And what better of a replacement than Edward Evelyn Long? Yeah, I mean, I genuinely believe in it, man. Like, clearly, I've been ranting on about it. Like, I literally had a title of one of my videos called Ned Long Season. So
that's wild. I'll do some projections though. So I want to make this a little bit more clearer. Then, I know you're going to bring him in, but if you predict these scores here for the people, this was not planned, obviously.
what would you predict? Oh,
eh?
Unless you want to do game by game.
Yeah, just go game by game for the next 4.
Okay, so Brisbane, De Goey's coming back in. Yes.
Yep.
Membry, however, is getting managed. Therefore, I'm and there's no Schultz, so I'm thinking that De Goey will play somewhere upwards of 80% forward time.
Yep.
Like, very likely. So I'm going to say chuck in there a ton.
Okay. Essendon,
Anzac Day. I believe it will be his first Anzac Day clash. Actually, it definitely will be because we picked him up in the mid-season draft last year. He'll go chuck in a 95.
and then Geelong and Freo.
Geelong at the G. I think. Cheese. I just saw Cheese's recent comment. Anzac Day medal for Ned Long. God, yeah, mate. Of course. I'll be rooting for him as well for it. It'll be. But Geelong at the G. You've obviously got an Atkins or a Mark O'Connor going to Dacos.
Yep.
Chuck in a 90.
And then the Freo game. No one takes Freo.
85.
80. Amira does some sort. Like, he actually tagged someone a couple of weeks ago and actually held him. But so over the next 4 weeks, he'd make 110K. Wait, that's more than that, actually. That's like 130 something, isn't it?
125.
125. Yep, I did not math at all. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Like the CBAs is definitely a thing. My issue more is like what happens once Shields comes back. I mean, Tom Mitchell's dead. He's never coming back, is he?
Nah, Ned Long's playing too good for Tom Mitchell to ever come back.
And it says he's injured, isn't it?
Yeah, he's been foot to be continued on the injury list for all year.
I actually thought he retired. That's how much I didn't even know that Mitchell was still around.
Yeah, so the reason as well, I actually think he is a better player. I would prefer Collingwood. This is not Supercoach bias. This is straight Collingwood knowledge. I would prefer Collingwood to sub out Perryman over Ned Long.
Wow.
Firstly, like you look at our list, you can't be making like a lockdown defender a sub. You can't be making Houston or Josh Dacos a sub. Perryman played halfback last week to replace Dan Houston in his absence. I don't think you can make Lipinski a sub on the wing. I think he's playing too well. I don't think you could. Who's our other winger? I guess like Perryman's been put on that wing really for most of the. He'll probably play wing most of the year if he does play. But I think because Perryman's so versatile and Ned Long can only play straight midfield. I think Perryman's a better sub than Ned Long.
Damn. And they paid what, 800K a season for him?
Yeah, I know. But seriously, you look at our list and you go, Perryman's probably bottom 5 players in that best 22, easily.
Which is crazy to think. It's like crazy you recruited someone like that. Then
I know. I mean, I think we're just recruiting people to try win a flag this year. Like stuff money, just try and go for a flag this year, and then whatever happens after that, who gives a shit? Like you won 3 flags. You don't really. I'm sure you don't care what happens in the next 5 years.
that's right.
Play the kids, get the draft picks, whatever. That's exactly what's going to happen to Collingwood.
Yeah, I think that's the hard thing. Like we tried to go back for it again, and we grabbed Hopper and Taranto, and then we never got there. I'll just get to these 3 comments quickly. So, my opinion for this one is Zorko. Who would you VC out of these options here?
Zorko.
Yeah. And then I want a deep dive for Cheese because he asked me about 10 minutes ago. Keelan says Roberts, Reed, Hall, to Merritt, Gross, and Query. I like that. And he's got 252K as well in the bank.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I kind of want to give Roberts another week though.
I am too. I've said to everyone that's asked me that I'm going to wait a week on Roberts. I don't hate it, but like I get both camps. But I'm just going to go to Stewart next week if Roberts really shits the bed.
Yeah.
As for Newcomb, I put Dylan Moore in Cheese's head because I sent him a photo of Dylan Moore scoring 100 and something on the weekend because he got 51% CBAs to make up for Will Day.
Yeah.
Excuse me. As for this one, for Newcomb, the thing that's sort of selling me is he's got the Cats, Weagles, and Richmond next 3. He went at 162 against Richmond. He's probably got one of the better fixtures as well. Like there's no taggers coming up. Like he might get a Geelong one, but he should be fine as an inside mid. What goes against Atkins, probably going to still win contested possession.
He's got Hawks have got a really good fixture for midfielders. I do like the Dylan Moore pick as well. Like, and I think John Newcomb could be a good pod because I think without Will Day in there, his floor rises as well, and he's usually got a pretty bad floor. The only thing with Newcomb, which I can't get over, is the last 2 years he's averaged the exact same number.
Yeah, right.
There's no improvement in his average. You can have a look at it, but I'm pretty sure he averaged the exact same number 2 years in a row.
All right, so he's on 102 right now. I think he had these games without Will Day, the first 6.
Yeah.
That's worrying. Isn't that worrying for you though?
Yeah, that's worrying. I haven't deep dived into John Newcomb, but I think I was at the start of the year. I was thinking of picking him up as a pod, as a starting pick.
All right. Yeah, you're right about his floor too. If we keep scrolling, there's a lot of 60s in there.
Yeah. And look, most of those 60s actually happened when Will Day was out, which is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, around 1, 2, and 5. Yeah, okay. I've sold myself the opposite here. Don't know. It's hard to dismiss though too, because like at some point he's got to have a new year where he's going to break out. It might just be 1 year out of a norm, and this could be the one now. But they've got Ward and McKenzie in there. Dylan Moore's CBAs are going up. I'd probably actually rather a Dylan Moore out of these guys, because Dylan Moore's probably more of a chance to finish top of his line than Newcomb. I could already name 10 players ahead of Newcomb. You already think of Bonds, Butters, Dacos, probably Neil from here on out, Dunks, Anderson, Rao, probably going to all outscore Newcomb, in my opinion. But for 450,000, sorry, go on.
No, it's a genuine consideration. I mean, I think Dylan Moore's definitely the pick out of the two for sure. I think yes, Newcomb's scoring this year seems to be a bit more consistent and not as. He had a really good second half last week against Port. His first half was pretty crap, but I think they were all playing crap anyway. But Dylan Moore, 50% CBAs. The roles you'd imagine. Well, you got to remember you've also got Connor McDonald to come back into the team. Does Connor McDonald take any CBAs off him as well? So
I know Mackenzie's time on the ground's pretty low and Ward's just pretty shit. So you'd think it'd be Newcomb. Well, Moore wouldn't be the second, would it, for CBAs? I'll have a look in CBAs DFS, actually.
It'll be Warple.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Warpedo, actually. Totally forgot about him.
Warple, I would probably say Newcomb is an amazing pick. I'm saying he's a good pick now, but I'd say he's an amazing pick if that Warple injury was bad. But I think he got hurt with an ankle in the game on Sunday, which is what he was out for. But it turns out that he's going to play this week apparently. So
yeah, right. So Dylan Moore's CBAs, what it's worth, in round 0 was 17%, followed by 9%, 4%, 9%. Without Day, he's gone to 51% this week. And Connor Nash went down 30 to 31% as opposed to being in 70%. So it looks like Dylan Moore, he was used actually a fair bit. Well, looking at 51%, then they've got McKenzie at 66%, Warport at 60%, and Newcomb at 77%. So he's the fourth banana, which probably isn't great. If this was more third banana, so it would be more tempting, isn't it? Though.
I also
still like he's gone.
I'd put him over Track. That's a big call.
I know.
But
yeah,
I actually think he'll average more than Track. Like I'm going that far. Track hasn't tonned yet.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what's crazy about the round 0, round 1, and round 3 score? So he's got a 90, 94, and 84. So we're going to think that Dylan Moore's increasing over those games. Fuck off, advert, you piece of shit. He had 17% in round 0. And what was the other two games? Just I'm on the other screen now. What did I say?
Sorry? What
was the other two games he scored 90 and 80 in?
Who, Track?
Nah, Dylan Moore. I have to go back. So, okay, it was round 2, 1, and 3. So in round 1, he had 9% for that score, and in round 3, he had 9% as well. So Moore doesn't even need bugger all percentage for CBAs. If it goes up to 50%, like he's probably turning up every week because he's got 90s just off 10% game time in CBAs, and it's going to increase with old mate out there. So I actually probably like him more than Track as well.
Yeah, and also, we saw his scoring last year. He barely got any CBAs, and he was just playing that half forward role, and he scored really well last year. Like, no reason he can't boost that up by 5 or so points. His average on last year, like.
Have you looked at Sam Draper?
Yeah. The issue is, right, I've already got Marich. I've got Ned Long. Yeah, I know. I've got Mr. Kieran Briggs. Can I go for another one of those? Yeah, I had to get Kieran Briggs, man. Like from Matt Flynn R2 last week, I had to go up to someone. So I held Matt Flynn through the bye, so I had to sack him off. And watch, Matt Flynn will get picked this week. He will. I almost guarantee it.
He probably will. You always should.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think I can afford to go a Draper as well. Maybe I can. I don't know.
Callahan to Dacos, Roberts to Clark, or Davison to Track. Can only do 2. Wow.
Yeah, Callahan.
Yeah, probably the first 2 if you had to. Or that's a hard one because, like you said, Track
he wants to do 2 of these 3.
Yeah, so you do 1 of 3. Yes, yeah.
Oh, I kind of want to hold Davidson this week, you know.
If I was doing 2 of these 3, I'll do Callahan to Dacos, and then I'll do Davison to Track.
Yeah, I think Track and Clark probably have similar probabilities of being top 6. In my
Clark's
opinion,
been good for me.
Yeah, I've got Clark. He's been good. There's still question marks. So I don't know if he'll be top 6. You got to remember that you're gonna have Rosie back there in 5 weeks if the roll up holds. So
yeah, I got Kiz. Not Ned Long. You got a lot of Ned Long comments coming up here as well. Mind taking a look at my team, 10k spare. I probably don't have time to do this. You might have to inbox me on Twitter. Supercoach 91, Supercoach Pro 91. So we're gonna have way too many comments if I do that. Travis says, "What will you do if Ned Long is sub? We actually have to get rid of him, might you?"
Well, we've got Ed Allen and Lockie Sullivan in the team. He's not, and Will Hoskin Elliott. He's not going to be sub.
Sullivan's going to be sub.
Oh, you reckon?
Oh, Sullivan. Who do you reckon? Ed Allen.
Ed Allen was sub last week. Lockie Sullivan played really well, I thought.
Yeah, I don't know. You'd probably have a better idea than me. Oh, there you go. Ed Allen will be sub.
Yeah, I reckon so too. I might need to get Matt Flynn back in next week.
Oh my god! Imagine you do.
Could you? If he turns up this week, I'm gonna have to get him back. I was so hot on him.
You're gonna have so many mid prices. You won't know what to do.
Yeah, I know.
Rookie coaches, another Ned on glazing session. Come on. Jesus, oh my god. He's on a mission. To be fair, if Ned on goes 150, everyone will be praising you, but you might want to hide under your blankets if he scores a 50.
Mate, you know what? Stuff him. You can't be blaming me if you pick him in your side. It's not my fault. I'm just telling you that I think he's a good pick. Don't come after me. You can come after. You know what? You can come after me if you didn't pick him. If you picked him, don't come after me.
Yeah, that's right. We just give our advice. We don't say you have to jump on him.
Yeah, I'm giving you my advice, and I've only finished top 1% once. So don't start harassing me.
I got harassed on Twitter today. I was so over it. But she says, rookie coach, we need the Hewitt talk right after this. Oh, I reckon Hewitt's top 6 rookie coach.
Whoa, whoa. No. Calm it down. Just calm down. For 1 minute, please.
Cheese reckons Long for... Is this the comment you're reading before for Anzac Day medal?
Yeah, 100%. Who is that?
I don't know.
Who is McGough?
I thought he was talking about McGovern for a second. I'm not sure. Isaac Heaney's a different one. What do you think of Heaney?
Yeah, we're obviously waiting on him. You're not getting him now. But yeah, well, he says next couple of weeks. I don't know. There's not really there's some scores he's going big, but it's not like last year where he had like 130s and 140s in his first like 6 games.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And he's also straight mid.
Yeah, that's a big point. Like if he was a forward, you're definitely going there beyond Nick Martin, at Petrarca, anybody. He'd shit on them all. I think Hippo wants to go Heaney. He had notes on the other night, and he literally has Heaney as a trade target.
Yeah, I know. He's
But yeah, he hasn't gone up 118.
He's picked up Merritt this week, I think. He's picking up Merritt.
Damn. I think I'm in future trade plans, though. Travis says, so does Berry tag along? You're going to get so many long comments on here. I'm going to
make a video. So I'm going to make a video on tomorrow night, or maybe I do a live stream or something, and it's either everyone just coming after me or praising me.
Yeah, literally. That stream will go viral either way because they'll be after you or they'll be wanting to shake your hand. But Mick says the whole country is on the Netong train, thanks to God. Rookie coach, I'm also tempted to grab more over Newcomb as Dylan won't get tagged. Yeah, true. Far out. Maybe I might grab a Dylan more. Nash was subbed off. Yeah, right. Okay, that's why it explains the CBAs. Maybe we do go more after just the fixture and the percentage increase. If Moore gets like 60%, you're going more.
Yeah.
She says, I want to attack schedules more like now, like bring in a track and Moore and Newcomb to jump on the comp and get a Dacos at highly owned players. Yeah, what are your thoughts on this?
Okay. See, I think picking players for fixtures is a little bit overrated. I don't know. Maybe you disagree, but normally when you pick a player for fixtures, like I started Sarong because after the first 3 games, his fixture is supposed to open up and he's meant to go 120 every week. It's just not reality. Like, I don't know. You got to get the balance right between value and fixture. So Newcomb's one you could talk about in that sense. I think Moore and Track, they're definitely both value. But you've also got to look at Dacos. So many people are bringing in Dacos this week, and he doesn't even have. He's got a good fixture, but he doesn't have like the best fixture in the comp per se. But realistically, someone's going to keep an eye out on him every single week. Someone's going to be following him around, not necessarily tagging, but someone's going to be giving him attention every single week. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd probably prefer to go for a a 580k premium that's 22 years old and could average 125, has the potential to average 125 for the rest of the year. I was telling you this earlier in our chat over getting a 28, 29-year-old track who looks to have little to no interest in his own bloody club and just gets pissed off because his coach plays him forward for most of the game. I don't know. There's just, I don't know. That's my take on that comment.
I think fixtures only matter sort of post-bye for me. Like, for me, fixtures, everyone's playing the same side throughout the whole season of 20 games. I probably look at fixtures after buys, like, do they have the last 10 games, 8 of them at home, something like that. Whereas fixtures at the start of the season, everyone's basically got the same amount of home games as away games, but sometimes you'll have a player that has a really good run at the end because they've all played the interstate games at the start, and now they've got 7 Marvel games out of the next 9 or something like St Kilda did last year. So
yeah,
I don't look at fixtures until after buys because you still got 20 rounds to play anyway.
exactly.
Flynn, Briggs to Flynn. He's giving you shit.
Yeah, mate. Cheese gives me shit every fucking week, every day.
Oh, jeez.
I love the man.
He's good. What do you think I should do with the 50k? Oh shit! I think he's pretty close to winning it. This bloke. Still 20 rounds to go though. Like it's a marathon.
Depends if you pick Ned Long, you might actually win the 50k.
True.
No, just calm down.
I don't even know who this player is. Do you know who this player is? Mark McGood? I don't even know.
I think McGough. Mark McGough. It rings a bell now. Actually, Anzac Day medalist. I think I was 17 years old. Well, I don't know how old you are now, Yaron. It doesn't really help me.
I can't I'm bad at pronouncing names. Mick says that Bulldogs down for a long is a worry. Played most game. CBAs for 50-something. Abs swayed me against him. Yeah, I guess we'll find out after tomorrow night, won't we?
Yeah.
Might be our time, Yaron. Holy shit, I've just lost all the comments. Zane, got to join God on the Ned pick. You've got a few followers for this Ned Long pick. You sold them.
You know what's funny? I reckon the last 20. Since I did my stream last night, it was 2,750 people were trading him in.
Yeah.
And now we're up to like 3,500. And I had a video. The video that I called Ned Long Season earlier in the week has about I don't know, just over 2,000 views or something. I'm scared that I've convinced way too many people into this pick, and like I don't want to sound like a dick and like cocky or anything like that I've convinced people into picking this player. I'm actually just scared for my safety now. Oh well.
Oh, that's funny as Yaron. I had a pet dinosaur cheese because he's so old. Apparently, Mick says won an Anzac Day medal once in an under-type player, couldn't kick, and eyes like a possum. Yeah, shit. If Tittagate goes sub-ton this week, when pitting that in the side, is he a trade out? I think he's only a trade out if Pitto's named, back-to-back weeks. What do you think? Because we've got options to downgrade, to a Marshall if Marshall comes good, or a Briggs. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, I'm very hot on your take. Look, it's very likely Pitto. I'm pretty sure that Pitto will get picked this week.
Yeah,
and some people are going to see that and trade him out straight away. It's just so stupid. Like the only reason I reckon that Pitto is coming out is because Mackay's concussed.
Yep.
Realistically, and even if Mackay doesn't come back the week after and Pitto plays, I'm still not trading TDK out until I have proof that that they're playing Mackay, Curnow, Pito, and TDK in the same side.
Yeah, I think Pito will play for one game because of Mackay, and then I think he'll be dropped. So I don't really care if Pito's named, because what will happen is influx of people will drop him, and his percentage will go down, and then they'll bring him in the next week and waste 2 trades to bring him back in, because Pito's going to get dropped for Mackay after his concussion.
Yeah, so hopefully a lot of people do trade him out.
Yeah, 100%. They probably will just because of that. And like, if you're playing North Melbourne, you're a key forward, you'd actually be okay in this game.
Yeah, 100%.
So I'm not worried. Yaron, what does his Yaron say? Age 17, and in just his second game of senior football, was awarded the medal. Yeah, all right. In 2002. Whoa, okay. I was only
even born then.
Wow, I was 11.
I was 2. Oh, no, sorry. I was -2.
Mick says, I love Abs and been following his advice, even though he's shit in the bed, traded Will Ash and Horn Francis, and now he's convinced me to flex go Gorn over Dacos.
Yeah, I actually don't hate going Gorn over Dacos. I think it's completely viable. I completely agree. I don't completely agree with Abs in that take, but I do agree to a certain extent. And like, yeah, I mean, he's traded out. I think, did he trade out JHF? I don't know.
I think, and Chera as well, I think.
And Chera. So I don't know. Abs plays a very risky game. I'm trying to incorporate a little bit of that into here. People are going to hear my secrets now. I'm trying to incorporate a bit of that into my content.
Yeah.
And trying to get a few risky picks. Like, they pan out, they pan out. If they don't, they don't. Like, because Abs is obviously he's made a really good channel. He's very entertaining. I love watching his content. And a lot of it is based like on him going quite pottish and taking some nice risks. So yeah, I actually do like Gorn over Dacos though. I don't think it's possible that it's better.
Yeah, I think flex ruck isn't ideal, but for value it's okay. But yeah, flex ruck sort of ties you out from mixing things in your midfield and moving rookies around and stuff for me. But Yaron's gone post-buy strong, has a crazy run. Richmond twice. Yeah, so a Maxi Holmes would be perfect after. Supercoach Edge in the channel, Mark McGough. Okay, I got it this time because he spells like that. Says, g'day lads, g'day Edge. How you going? Hopefully you're edging people out there. The group chat we have is pretty funny, actually. James says, Ned Long straight in. Oh, you've convinced another here.
I've convinced someone who's very highly ranked as well.
Yeah, true. Ranking might go up or down. You don't know until next week. He'll tell you. Edging with the Edge boys. Yep, they're in the house. Mick says, Track always been a shit kick. As a Pies fan, we always beat the Ds, and Track and Oliver just shank it out of the packs. Yeah, Oliver's such a butcher. I swear he's actually that as a trade in real life. G says, I think it's more so roll, not the score for TDK. If he's having like 20, 30% CUBAs, that's more concern. Well, yeah, what do you think? Like, if he surely won't play 70% forward, though, would he?
Yeah, he will.
You reckon he'll play 70? You don't reckon it'll be like a 50-50 split?
No, because Pito can't play forward.
Yeah, okay. So we just hope that TDK kicks 6 goals.
If TDK gets an 80 with Pito on the side, it's a win.
Well, Edge is a bagsman. He goes, as a bagsman, in brackets, Damo, I think Willis Young comes in for Harry Mackay, and Sauce will play forward. So Savani already have Matt Carroll to step in as the third tall defensive role. So that's interesting. If that's the case, we're fine. This is good insight. He's a Blues man. He should know.
Yeah.
Okay. But it is Voss at the end of the day. Like Voss, I'm convinced that Voss is actually blind at this point. Riser says, what are your thoughts of trading Roberts to Track? They're probably averaging the same. That's what you reckon, didn't you, before? Or was that am I gone?
Roberts.
Roberts and track, do you reckon the average is the same or not?
Oh, yeah, similar. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's just sideways.
Yeah, and then Henderson to Gross.
The difference is that one's in the forward line, one's in the back line. Backs are obviously going to score more, so there's that too. But yeah, I think Roberts to track's a bit of a waste.
I think if you trade.
Sorry. No, you go.
Roberts to Stewart. That's the only thing I'd ever do.
Yeah, might be a play next week for sure. But yeah, Henderson to Gross and Davidson to Dylan Moore are good trades. I just don't know about Roberts to track.
Yeah, I think I really like the Dylan Moore pick over track now, looking at the percentage of CBAs increase over the weekend. I don't think it'll be once off either. I think Dylan Moore will get 50% CBAs. I might have to ask Steve from SDS what he thinks.
And remember, he's got 59K left in the bank. He could get a good defender with that price for Roberts instead if you wanted to still do an upgrade on Roberts instead of getting track, because you're already getting Dylan Moore in the forward line for Davidson. Looking at this, you're using a flex in some way, shape, or form to get, or you're using a Connor Stone or something to get Roberts to track. So I'd almost be more tempted to use that 59K and go up to a defender if you're going to do it.
Maybe we'll quickly look at that. So what's Roberts' current price?
470.
So
What's
plus
Track's
60
price?
would be about 530.
What's Track's price?
Oh, sorry, like 483, I think.
So you got 13K there plus, so you got 72K plus 470K is 542.
Oh, you're grabbing
Holmes is 542, isn't he?
Literally, yep.
Mate, if he has enough money to go to Holmes, unless he already has him, do Holmes, man, for sure.
Yeah, I'd do that too. I don't think I'd do anyone else scrolling down this list. Oh, you know who actually would be okay? Is actually Sis Dog. I don't know how much time forward he's spending though. Do you know? He's been scoring okay. With his fixture,
he's scoring
you
well,
wouldn't
but
hate it.
he only scored well last week because he kicked 2 last quarter goal. He kicked 2 goals in the last quarter.
But that's the thing with Sis. They're going to do that in the last quarters and stuff. So he might get, like, I think there's someone, I can't remember who it is, in Twitter is pretty popular that's actually got Sis Dog. Like, I'd rather, well, this is hard to tell actually. This is very similar to bloody, what's his name? Roberts. This is too sideways, isn't it? You really want to hope that he's got $400 extra to grab Max Holmes. He's not $400 short of that trade.
Yeah. If you're going up from Roberts, you want to go to someone who you think's generally going to be a top 6 or a top 6 defender or a top 8 mid. Nothing in between.
Well, he actually still questionable too. Ash, you're not sold on Ash yet, are you?
Oh, I don't hate it. I actually see a world where they might start using him a bit more than Whitfield. Only like Champion Data's come out with, I think Lockie Ash is like he's in the top 10 most rated players in the comp.
Wow.
So
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they start using Ash more than Whitfield. Maybe I've gone nuts. I don't know, but just to put an idea out there. But honestly, I wouldn't get Ash or Whitfield this week. I'd almost be happy to, if you're thinking of going Ash, watch the game this week. Yes, he's going to go up in price. Watch the game this week. See what's going on. And then you could still, what's his break even?
That's exactly what I went at 39. So,
if
he scores a 120, yeah. It's almost now or never for a Lockie Ash kind of pick, to be honest, if you're trying to get off Roberts, but I'd wait for Stewart.
Yeah, I'd almost be tempted to wait for Stewart too. It's just we don't know who that main. I actually don't think we. I think we don't know who that main distributor is in the half back line for the Giants.
Yeah, I think
Like,
it's more Whitfield, but I remember Cumming was back there last year as well, so that's probably why Ash's score's gone up, I'd say.
yeah, but for the year they can't both average 110. That's just
As halfback
not going to happen.
flankers.
Yeah, you can't have
I know. I
two
remember
halfbacks.
I can't remember if Short and Hooley.
Well,
If that, I
Short
can't remember.
has never averaged 100.
No, but I can't remember what they scored in prime, if they ever did close enough. I think Short's biggest average was like 98, hence why I never jumped on him at the start of the year. But Tommy Stewart's everyone's Roberts bailout, but that's next week. That's why I don't really think much of the
You've
whole
also
Roberts
got
scenario at the moment.
you've got a duo like Luke Ryan and Jordan Clark last year would have done pretty close to they probably would have done it like 110 each on average. But obviously Luke Ryan got a lot more points. But yeah.
And it's because they play different game styles too, those two.
Exactly. Lockie Ash and Whitfield are pretty similar.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. But Stewart's the one you wait for, honestly. Like, stuff these other guys. Like, let's see. So let's see Tommy Stewart. What do you reckon he scores against the Hawks? I reckon probably 110.
I'm not completely sold on Tom Stewart yet, as much as others are. I just the game he got 118 last what was it, a couple of weeks ago. He still didn't look right. It was just because it was against Melbourne. I reckon if he's fully fit, plays against Melbourne that day, he goes 160, 170.
Wow. Yeah, okay. But yeah, so even if he scores a 110, next week he's 460. So you can wait a week on Roberts. I actually probably, that's what I'll do with Roberts. If Roberts goes 70 this week and Tommy goes 100, that's only sideways because at least I know Stewart will probably be thereabouts for top of his line, as we were speaking about before.
Yep.
Right, so the other option is the exact same. I tried Davison to net all. You'd be about this one instead, wouldn't you? Supercoach Edge. Did this already come through?
Yeah, I think it accidentally sent twice.
Already have my account. Yeah, tour defender for camp. I think it did 2. I think it did 3 times. Jeez. All right, something wrong with my computer maybe. Jeez, it makes the content more interesting when you do things that make you scratch your head, like Flynn at R2. Oh, you're copping a roast. It's not even a Sunday yet.
Jesus Christ. Sunday Easter roast will be good.
Mate, I just love that we got footy for like 5 days straight.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a bit annoying that on like a Saturday and a Sunday, it's going to be like 2 or 3 games. But
what are you ranked at the moment?
I am ranked 10, or I think it's 11 and a half.
Yeah.
So yeah, nothing great.
No, great.
I've gone up in rank every week though.
Shit, what did you start of the season though? Do you remember?
27.
Oh, 27K. Oh shit.
Yeah, I've gone up every single week.
I've gone up, down, up.
Your last up though was very big.
Yeah, and I think I moved up 6,000 spots or something like that. So I think I'm 1,274 at the moment. Jeremy Cameron could be a nice pick post buys. He's actually a good price now. He's at 400K, but he's got back-to-back tons. He's pretty much bottomed out if you wanted a Jeremy Cameron. Would you be tempted in Jezza at 400K?
Oh, I don't pick key forwards.
For that reason?
Yeah, pretty much. They're too inconsistent scoring.
Yeah. Edge says, don't trust Boss. Too shorts off a six-pack when it comes to selection. Probably. Mix has gone at flex this week and straight R1 next week. Yeah, okay. So that makes sense why he's grabbing him instead. For the TDK situation, worst case.
Yeah, no, that's why it's really smart.
Yep. That makes sense. I'd probably still rather Draper at F6 at 415k now or never. That's my weird send it. Like, not a net long train, but a Draper train at 415 for an insurance policy of Pitto or a Cherry.
Yeah.
That could be, like, he's a contract year, so he's going to want to play nuts, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's just if Goldie gets named, it's not worth it.
It's also, does Sam Draper have the ability to just turn the switch on and play out of his skin for 20 weeks? Like a stringer has the ability to do that. Does a Sam Draper have the ability to do that?
I think I believe in him because he's got a mullet.
Oh, it helps. It helps.
Riser says I can get Holmes and leave me 600. I think you do that, don't you?
Yeah, you either do that or you just don't trade Roberts.
Yeah. Oswald, we just spoke about our ranks. I want so he can see it, so he understands what a good supercoacher is. Just kidding. My internet is so freaking slow. Riser already has Stewart. That's rough.
Are you top 2K? Oh, yeah. Shit. Okay. Yeah, no. That's a very good rise from 8K to 1.2. Jesus.
I know. It was nuts. What's your team
Mate,
value?
I would never glaze Ned Long. What's this guy on about? I would never. Don't pick Ned Long. I'm telling you now, shocking pick.
Puffer fish. That reminds me of Krispy Kreme donuts. Mick says, God's probably gonna. What does that even say? Undo trade. Last minute and stuff us all. Damn.
Mate, I'm not. I promise you, hand on heart, I will not undo the trade.
I believe you. 100% believe you. This week I'm doing Davison, Humphrey, Marias or Hall for Merritt or Dacos, but I kind of want Dacos just because of the price. I don't really want to pay up for Merritt. What were your trade? Yours is long. You're doing like a triple downgrade, aren't you?
I'm doing like a triple downgrade. It really depends on who's actually. So if Nevitt's not picked this week, I'm trading out Nevitt over Sam Davidson, and I'm holding Sam Davidson for a week because it leaves me. I've got enough money in the bank to do that. With doing Sam Davidson as the trade. So I'm doing 3 rookies. Probably. Let me see what I've got at the moment. At the moment, I've got. If Nevitt doesn't get picked, I've got Nevitt, Hewitt, Henderson for Long, Gross, Cleary.
So redoing cash gen, and then you've bought your M8 for 280k.
Yep.
Literally. Bont. Sorry, this is not Bont. Cheese says Bont plays this week against St Kilda. Rumor has it he's already got 34 points Supercoach. Oh, because he gets points for Brit. Yeah, true to this cheese.
He gets points for stepping on the field. That bloke. It's like Cripps automatically gets 3 votes for bloody saying hello to an umpire.
Literally, I did 3 farts on a live stream last night. Have you ever done that?
What? 3 farts?
On a live stream Sunday night. I didn't realise people could hear me, and Jack was wearing headphones, and he heard all 3. Wild.
Oh, I reckon I've definitely farted on like a live stream or while playing a video, while recording a video, but I feel like mine are more silent. So a silent but deadly operation.
Literally. This wasn't silent apparently. So Puffer says, cheese, I've heard 134 pre-game entertainment. Rookie coach says, so God, you wouldn't take a Thilthorpe?
Nah.
This is definitely inside joke for sure.
Yeah, it's because Big J brought in Thilthorpe, and now I think he might be trading him out. He brought him in for 1 week, and he's lost all hope with him, and he's trading him out.
This is why I can't bring in LDU. I'd have to watch North games. I couldn't do it to myself.
You have Sheasel, don't you?
Yeah, but I don't have to watch him. I know he's going to score 100 every week.
Yeah, true.
LDU, not sure. Not sure if he turns up or not. Puffer says Draper is a good pick, pod, but didn't reach great heights last year as a side rock. Yeah, but his time on ground's increased heavily. Like, insane. Cheese says, think Drape says had 3 straight seasons of averaging like 75 solo ruck puff. Oh, okay.
Rucks, you got to remember, Rucks don't get like that good till they're like 25 as well.
How old is Draper?
Sam Draper, age 26.
Yeah, okay, he's in prime. Puff, Kruger's probably on night shift. Mick Housemug. Oh, damn. His Hippo ranked 45, and I liked him better when he was grumpy and ranting, just joking. He's a legend.
He's ranked 78.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where it's going, but he was taking the piss. I'm so wary sometimes because I'm like, oh no, I've just said something, but he was just taking the piss, saying how smug and fake modest is Hippo ranked 45. I think he is ranked 78 or something.
He's ranked. Yeah,
Hippo.
You go.
Sorry, go on.
No, you go.
Hippo's when he's raging is the funniest.
Oh my
funniest person to see.
It is so funny. I actually went back the other day because I miss it, and I went back to a couple of videos last year and watched him rage.
He's the funniest.
It's so funny.
When Carlton lose and his side does bad, Hippo just starts dropping every bomb in the world in terms of swearing. It's the funniest shit in a fun way.
There was a video where he slammed his desk. I can't remember what the video was called. And I want to, if someone can find me that video, that would be amazing. Of the video of him slamming his desk when he talks about a player and then just slams his desk. It's so funny.
That's what I kept saying in his streams. I'm like, "Are you going to punch some drywall if Carlton losing against Eagles?" And he's like, "I think I might. I might just scale a monster and punch some drywall." Cheese says, waiting on Nevitt all the way till Monday is going to be nervous, especially with Chris Scott. That's a good point, actually.
Wait, when does teams come out for the Monday game? Is it Sunday night?
Or I thought it was Saturday night.
Oh, God. When the Dogs play? Dogs play on Sunday, so that could be all right. Because I'm either trading out Davidson or Nevitt. So that could be all right.
You're glitching out a bit.
Oh, can you not hear me?
I can hear you, but you've glitched out a little bit. You're starting to sound like R2-D2.
Good, mate. That's what I want to sound like.
Fade Bont for the year. What's your take on this? Cross or Cleary?
I think it's just safe. I think it's just safe picking both. I'm picking both.
If I had to pick one, I'd pick Cleary, but I think it's a win-win for Cashgen.
Yeah.
Puff wants both. Jonas is in the house. It's one of 2 games where you could say you shoulda, woulda, coulda. ... I'm going to try and stop you. Yeah, hindsight's annoying, isn't it? There is a whole heap of it's like any of those reviews where you're like, oh, I should have filtered X, Y, and Z. It's like, well, why didn't you? So it is a hindsight thing. Brody says, Supercoach God, I've gone for the long pick, mate. I trust you. Gross, Cleary, and Long in. Dacos in next week. Long primo pick of the year in we trust. Far out.
In long we trust.
In Long we trust.
Mate, Supercoach God, I've gone long. Wait, can you go back to that for a sec? I've gone for the long pick, mate. I trust you. I don't like the "I trust you" comment. This just sounds like I'm just going to get attacked if he goes like a 60, 65 this week.
Yeah,
well, I'll put it out there. I'll put it out there. I'll cop the criticism. It's fine. I'm happy with it.
Yeah. The only funny thing at this point would be Long as sub. I know his name is a follower, but I'd jump on a stream with you straight away just to see the rage.
There's actually 0% chance. And you know what? If Long, I'm gonna post a video tomorrow, and I'm gonna say I'll give the inside spill here. I'm gonna say on the video that if this video gets 100 likes before the bounce, I'm gonna VC Ned Long.
Wow. Yeah, that's fair. Well,
I've only ever had one video get to 100 likes, and that's when I got Abs Magic on the channel. That's the only time I've ever had 100 likes. So, geez.
Yeah, well, speaking of which, people in the chat, don't forget to give us a like in this stream.
Bloody hell. Like the stream, mate. Like the stream. 150 likes on this stream, and Supercoach Pro will shave his head.
I actually would. For 150, I actually would shave my head.
Done.
All right. If people come back to that and I don't do it, they'll come after me. But Jonas says, good puffer, just woke up from a nap on the couch. Old man's running a Nokia. I don't know how he checks the teams. He's playing Snake on his Nokia. It's his burner phone, mind you, that he takes out. But I don't know if a pigeon tells him the team sheets, but good old Jonas and his Nokia. Bang, pufferfish. Yaron says Scottfather interview with number 1 has been uploaded. Yeah, there you go. God, thinking that Ned Long is a keeper is almost as silly as pigeons being thought as robots spying on us. What are your takes? I actually convinced that sometimes I do believe in these weird conspiracies, and it would not surprise me in this world to sound like a tinfoil head that pigeons could be spies.
Who's the who would be the people controlling the pigeons? Would it be the Australian government, or would it be international?
International waters for sure.
Yeah, maybe China's looking out for us.
China had some ships on the not far from us.
Wouldn't surprise me if it's Japan.
Yeah, true.
They're high tech.
Oh yeah. Did you see that robot horse that they've made overseas?
Yeah, I did see that. That's ridiculous.
That's scary. We've got what's Dawn Horizon already in real life.
I know.
Puffer says, I might have to match 150 accounts to see that. I will shave my head for that. Also, I'll do whatever hair the player has, whoever double tons this year.
Ned Long. Black and white.
What happens if it's a lob? I'm stuffed.
Or if it's Ned Long, you have to go black, and then you have to put a 44 on the top of your head in white.
Done. I'll do that. I'll do it. Mick says, God, it's Easter when you die and get resurrected. Could be an omen. It's talking about you.
Wait, I assume I'm dying. Am I dying from picking Ned Long? But what's my resurrection?
Yeah, I don't know. Bringing in Dylan Moore on the Monday and you're back? Oh, shit. Puffer says, how could pigeon be spies if when you run over them, blood and gut sputter? Yeah, that's because there's multiple pigeons. Not every pigeon's a fake pigeon, Puff. All right?
It's
funny because people
blood. They put human blood into the pigeon.
I could say that. I love a good conspiracy. What do you think of the pie? I reckon Brisbane win, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I can understand why a lot of people think that. I'm actually quietly confident. I don't because our team's better from last year, and we are the last team to have beaten Brisbane.
Wow, true. Oh, shit. Almost knocked off something off there. I think it'd be a good game, though. I think it'd be close.
Cheese, my man.
I think if you convince Cheese, I'm going to have to double check in the DMs later to see if he has. Will you pay up for El Huli next week? I would.
Jonas, you really need to stop putting that in there. He does it in my stream as well.
Yeah, I read some things sometimes and it's already on my screen, so I'm like, okay, oh, it's all right, it's whatever. Brody, net on 40 touches 3. Imagine you'd be streaming at 3/4 time if this happened.
If he goes 40 and 3, I better get that many thank you messages.
I've been getting spammed a little bit in a good way on Twitter, and my DMs been going nuts. I just told them to, if you want to send me a screen of shot of your side, just do it in there because it's too hard to read them out on the channel. Looking at people's sides. Puffer says Brad almost said something bad about. Did I? Surely not. Surely, I never say anything bad.
Oh my God, it does not. I've searched it up. It does not mean greatest.
I think they're trying to stitch us up here. They're trying to get me cancelled.
Because I searched it up. It was referring to the greatest emperor or something of somewhere. And it does not actually just not mean greatest.
Yeah, they're just pulling your leg. I don't know what I said about. I don't think I've said anything bad about any of the players. I know I've had a go at bloody what's her name, Kelly Underwood, for putrid commentating. That's about it, really.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think that's stream done, mate. We've called up to all the comments. I'm going to call it a night anyway, but thanks for jumping on tonight. Appreciate your time.
No worries, mate. I'll probably, after this, make another 10 posts on Twitter about Ned Long and call it a night.
You should do a Ned Long video tonight before midnight and upload it before midnight so they can get a Ned Long vid and they'll have, 16 hours to decide if they want him or not. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should record one tonight, maybe post it early morning. Something like
3
that.
a.m.
Give everyone the whole day to indulge in the goat pick. But honestly, like everyone can everyone like not pick him? Please.
You've already put like 1,000 people in there.
I don't know how many people I've convinced. It's actually scary.
Literally. I'll read out these last few and then I'll get out of here as well. So W Stream says, Brody, have a good one. All odds, you too, Cheese. VC Ned Long. I think you got to do it just about. Supercoach God gets Long talking about Ned. I think you do. Wouldn't surprise me.
Maybe.
Supercoach God, stream the game. Oh, yeah, stream the game. Maybe you should. That's a good idea.
I would, but I'll be watching it with my dad. I'm not going to be streaming it.
Fair. It's going to be a long night. And then this is the last one I'll read out. Don't worry, God, no one is picking him. Well, that's not true because, like you said, it's gone up since your video.
Yep, 3,500 people getting him in.
That's wild. All right, mate. Well, I'll catch you on one soon. Enjoy your night, and I'll leave it there.
Yep. Cheers for having me on, mate. Thanks.
Anytime.